Good morning everyone, I hope you're all doing really well. Long time no see. It's been two and a half months, something like that, since I made my last video and uploaded it on here, so it's been a little while. I needed to have a little bit of a break while I went through some heavy stuff around here, but I am back. The heavy stuff is starting to lift, and so we are back on track with the filming. So today I'm going to be doing a little bit of a full house clean. It's not going to be a deep clean, it's not going to be a kind of scrubby clean or anything like that, but I really do need to have more of a tidy up, I would say, a tidy up day, and get the house kind of back in order. Those of you in the UK will know that we have just finished the 6-week, it was nearly 7-week by the end of it, school holidays for the summer, and that means that my entire family have been home pretty much constantly for 6 entire weeks. And as you may know, if you've got children, young or old, that means the house takes an absolute thrashing over the 6 weeks. Certainly my house has, it's been absolute mayhem, and it's gotten to the point now where I am cleaning like this 2 or 3 times a week, and within, I would say, 2 or 3 hours it's back to an absolute chaos den all over again. So what that tells me is that we have got to the point once again where we have too much stuff and not enough storage for the stuff, because I'm finding that I cannot put everything away that needs to be put away. An example that I will use today is the shoes. I have enough space on the shoe rack that's by the front door and the shoe rack that's just underneath the window there that you can see, to store everybody's shoes comfortably and have a couple of spaces left for guests when they come round to put their shoes. However, over the 6-week holiday, lots of new shoes have arrived into the house. The shoe racks are absolutely full, and all of a sudden I do not have any room to put all of the shoes away. Therefore they're kind of hanging out around the living room, tripping people over, they're getting dumped by the front door, they're getting dumped by the back door, and it just kind of makes me aware that it's time to have a little bit of a declutter throughout, really, not just the shoes are just an example, but throughout the whole house. We've got to the point where there's nowhere left to put things away, and that tells me that it's time for a lovely big declutter. Now, I love a declutter, I really do. I genuinely enjoy going through stuff and filling up bin bags and donation bags and things like that, making a pile for Facebook Marketplace and all of that fun stuff. So I'm going to be doing that over the next few weeks. We're getting to the point now, we're kind of, we'll call it mid-September by the time this video goes out, and I am already kind of getting into Christmas mode. I know it's too early for a lot of you. Honestly, even for me this year, it's feeling a bit too early. But realistically, we've got 14, maybe 15 weeks left until Christmas, and I've got a lot of house to declutter and a lot of stuff to do. So I want to be starting to get on with that really soon. So today was, excuse me, today was just to kind of clean up, sort out, to kind of assess how much I have to go through. I am going to be filming the decluttering, reorganising videos to go up on this channel if any of you guys are interested in watching that as well. So I'll be doing it probably like a zone at a time. I'll be decluttering, pulling everything out, decluttering, cleaning the zone, and then kind of putting stuff back in a more organised way. It might be that it will take a little while because organisational stuff at the moment is really expensive to buy from the shops. Your little baskets, your little acrylic stacking things, all of that stuff, everyone's really kind of into right now. So it's become quite expensive at the shops because of supply and demand. So there might be a few kind of maybe more homemade or reused, recycled kind of elements to reorganising to kind of keep it at a realistic budget, if that makes sense. But I will be making those videos if you guys would like them. Please let me know in the comments below if you would like to see those, and obviously more cleaning videos will be coming up as well. On top of that, there's going to be new videos coming for my second channel. If you guys don't already know about my second channel, I have a second channel and it's called Creating Kez, and that is where I'm putting more of my kind of lifestyle things like vlogs, days out, decorating, gardening, all the kind of more fun life things are going to be going on that channel. And then this channel excuse me, will remain kind of cleaning and basic homemaking, decluttering, reorganising, that kind of thing will stay on this channel. So there's a clean kind of divide depending on what kinds of videos you want to watch, and of course if you want to watch both kinds then you are free to do so and just subscribe on each of the channels. So that's going to be what's going to be coming up over the next few months, and we're working quite hard to make that happen. Up until very, very recently I was in a very stressful, quite horrible really position work wise, where I just didn't get any time. I was working all day, every day, even at the weekends, and by the time I would get home I was just done. I didn't want to pick up a camera or anything like that. But there is a new job on the horizon. I'm looking to be starting that new job in a couple of weeks, and so that's going to give me a lot more time to film and a bit more kind of predictable hours and work, and it's going to be a lot better. I will be working in a school, so it's going to be term time only, apart from there might be the odd day or week or whatever during the school holidays where I go in and help deep clean or whatever it is that needs doing, but on the most part I will have the school holidays off. I'll also get my weekends back, and so that means lots and lots of new videos coming your way over the autumn and winter period. Now, you might notice that the sound is a little bit rough on this today. That is because almost immediately after I decided to start filming again, my microphone gave up again. This is, I think, the 4th or the 5th microphone that I've had for this laptop so that I can do voiceovers. And so once again I am relying on the microphone on the laptop. So I do apologise if you can hear the fans on the laptop running. This is a very, very poorly designed laptop, and it doesn't cool very well, and the cooling fans actually kind of kick out the hot air by the screen where the microphone is located, so it's not the most intelligently designed thing. I'm really struggling to find a microphone that is just fit for purpose. I think it's become a bit of a thing at the moment. I'm finding that genuinely about 95% of the things that I buy at the moment are not fit for purpose, honestly. I'm finding so much stuff that I buy is arriving and it's really cheaply made, really badly made. It doesn't last 5 minutes, it looks bad, it's roughly finished, it's poor quality materials, and this is across the board. Even when I decided, oh, do you know what, I'm not going to get a cheap little 20 quid microphone anymore, I'm going to get a 120 quid microphone because that's going to mean that it's going to do a better job. It's not even lasted 6 months and it's gone already. It's just, I'm really struggling with being able to find things of any kind of quality at the moment. So for the time being, you're going to have to put up with me doing a voiceover on the laptop, which doesn't have the best mic at best of times, and that you can also hear the fans on. I also apologise if I sound a little bit nasal. I've had a cold over the last few days. When I was filming this video, it was Friday, and I could feel it. I could feel it coming. I knew it was going to hit me. I had a sore throat, I had a headache, I was very lethargic, I was slightly nauseous, nauseated, whatever you want to call it. And I knew I wasn't going to be well. And so I thought, you know what, this is going to be the day where you need to get the house sorted out, because if you're going to be on the sofa tomorrow feeling awful, with a box of tissues and a blanket and a big old mug of Lemsip, then you don't want to be looking around at the house in chaos. And so I had this big clean today, and I was absolutely right. I was kind of knocked down with this cold. It's not anything major, I'd say it's just a kind of heavy head cold. It's been, I think this is day 3 now that I've had it, and it's feeling a lot better today, but I'm still really nasal. My voice still sounds funny, so I apologise for that. And my throat's not painful anymore, it's not tickly anymore either, but I've got like, it's almost like a biting point in my throat, like a biting point on a clutch in my throat, that if I breathe a certain way, it makes this tickle which makes me instantly cough, and I can't stop coughing. So I do apologise if I have like a little a coughing fit or a lot of throat clearing on this. I appreciate it's not the nicest sound on the planet, so I'm sorry for that, but I am feeling a lot better moving forward as we're going into the new week. So this week is going to be my last week at my current job. When I go in on Tuesday, I will be going in armed with my resignation. It's a week's notice where I am, because of the weekly pay. Excuse me. And then there may be a gap of a few days before I start the new job, which is totally fine because that means I can get some bits done. Like I say, the house has suffered hugely from the school holidays, but I also have absolute chaos in the front and back gardens. Pretty much everything has fizzled out and dried up over this summer. We've had such a long, hot and dry summer that even my drought resistant plants struggled. Even though I was watering regularly, the sun was just too hot, they were getting baked. So I've got a lot of clear up to do in the garden. I do have some new bulbs to plant out, but that's probably going to be later on in September. I think the end of September, maybe early October, to get some bulbs out. And just a lot of garden clear up to do. There's so much needs doing. But of course, now we've hit September, we're being absolutely battered by rainstorms and wind here in the UK, which, don't get me wrong, I absolutely love it. I love a storm. I love it when the wind is howling and the rain is beating down. But it does make it very, very difficult to get out in the garden and deal with all the stuff that has passed on, let's say, during the summer. I was also planning on redesigning the back garden over this kind of the cold season, so kind of from now through till next spring I was planning on doing a revamp of the garden. That's not actually going to be happening now. Ever since I stepped up into full-time work, it's put me actually worse off financially than I was when I was only working part-time, which it baffles me. You think the more hours you'd work, the better off you'd be, but Mr. Taxman has to have his cut, and so it's actually made me worse off. So the funds for the garden, they're just going to have to wait a little bit longer. I am still saving, I am still planning, but the garden I'm going to have to put off. I really don't want to be working on it in the summer next year when it's really, really hot, but I think I might have to be. So for now, the back garden's just going to hush down. I'm going to pull out all the stuff that I don't want, and it's just going to sit there and turn over. I'm going to focus my flower growing and things like that onto the front garden, and we'll deal with the back garden as and when we've got the funds going forwards. So really, this kind of autumn period this year is going to be a bit of a reset across the board, really. Obviously the house, as you can see, is just absolutely rammed with stuff. The gardens, of course. Oh, look at this beast. He came running out at me, scared me half to death. Honestly, he's outside now, don't worry, I didn't kill him. He's outside, I put him over by the shed, he can make his home in there. But he scared me. But there's also a lot of things that I would like to kind of reset. Certainly my finances, I need to go into extreme budget mode, which I weirdly enjoy, but I have gotten into a habit recently of kind of splurge spending. I think I've been in a bit of a kind of depressive state with everything at work, and that's led me to kind of chase dopamine, and the easiest way for me to do that is to buy stuff. So I've been going out, I've been buying bits and bobs, random stuff. I've been buying lots of junk food and binge eating, so I've put on a good few pounds, and it's just, I need a bit of a reset. So I need to start my savings up again because I've gone through most of that. I need to get my money back under control for sure. I need to get the house back under control. I need to sort out my health, my eating habits, my basic care really. I mean, my self-esteem at the moment is on the floor. I've not really been looking after myself, so I need to kind of pick that back up as well. But I feel like with the new job, it's going to afford me that breathing space mentally. I think my current job, the one I'm about to leave, I could never stop thinking about work. When I was there, of course, I was thinking about work. But when I came home, all I could think about was, what are they going to tell me off about tomorrow when I go in? What have I done wrong today? What have I not remembered to do? It was just constant. It never switched off. I wasn't sleeping properly. Like I say, my eating habits became bad. My mental health became bad. And so I'm really excited that this new job is going to be a little bit more how a job should be. You go in, you do your work, you get on with your colleagues, you come home, and then at the end of the month you get paid. That's all I really want. I'm not looking for like a huge standout career or anything like that. I just want to be treated fairly and nicely in my job. And I know the lady that I'm going to work for, I used to work for her before. We get on really well. She's very fair. She's firm, but she's fair. And I think it's going to be fine. It's going to be a lot better. And of course, with it being a school, I'm going to have all of the school holidays off as well, so I can make lots of lovely videos for you wonderful people. I'll also have my weekends. I can film then. I can get stuff done and relax. And I think my working day is the actual hours that I'm working. I was working the afternoon and evening, and I'm going to be working the morning to afternoon, so I'll have my evenings back so I can spend time with my family again, which I've really missed out on. So I feel like it's going to be a much better thing. So for now, I'm going to leave you with a little bit of music while I get on with the cleaning, and I'll come back and chat with you in a little bit. Did you miss me? So I just want to explain what's happening in the bedroom. Basically, I have been filming a video which I've been very, very excited to make and very, very excited to share with you for a long time. I'm not going to divulge what that video is. I would like for it to be a surprise, but it's resulted in me pretty much pulling apart my bedroom, and there is a lot of aftermath of bits that are going off to donation. It's not really a declutter or anything like that, but I've got a lot of stuff that's going to be going to donation, and I was trying to make piles the day before that I record this. Piles of bits that are going to donation, piles of bits that are not good enough to go to donation. So I've got some very, very cheap low end bits that I ordered from Shein that have turned up, and they're just, I wouldn't even donate them. They are unfortunately going to end up in landfill like so much fast fashion does. I have deleted the Shein app off my phone. Everything that I've ordered recently off of there has just been such rubbish. It's all this kind of how to describe it? It's polyester, which obviously you were expecting when you're ordering cheap clothes, but it's almost like swimsuit fabric. All the t-shirts and cami tops and stuff that I've been ordering have turned up, and they're swimsuit fabric, and they'll have like what you've thought that you've bought, like a knitted top or something like that, and it turns up and it's this swimsuit fabric, but it's got a knitwear print on it, and it's really horrible. So unfortunately that's going to have to go to the landfill bins, because charity shops are having a lot of trouble at the moment actually finding quality donations. Everyone's donating the cheap stuff because of course that's all people can afford right now, and it's not really good enough for them to put out on their shelves to sell, and so then they have the burden of getting rid of it. So this is another pile here of stuff that's no good. This is all the stuff that is too far gone or not good enough quality to go to the charity shop. And you know, it was really depressing having to put it into a bin bag, but it just wasn't good enough. So yeah, just wanted to explain really why I had so much in the way of clothing out and what was happening with that. But I'm very excited to share the video with you. That should be ready pretty soon. It's a bit of a long one to make. I'm waiting on a lot of kind of deliveries, a lot of trips to certain places that I need to go to in order to get the rest of the footage that I need for the video, and I think that it might end up coming out in 2 parts because it's already quite long. But yeah, I just wanted to explain that. I've also gone through my wardrobe and taken out all of the bad hangers. Where I'm getting new bits for autumn, I'm trying to get rid of all the hangers that come with clothes, you know, the really cheap plastic ones that snap, and replacing those with like the stronger wooden hangers for the heavier clothes, and the kind of like the velvet lined coat hangers for the bits that love to slip off. We've all got them, the blouses and the cami tops and stuff like that that like to just slip off the coat hanger and fall onto the wardrobe floor. I've got a lot of those. So yeah, I'm just going to be changing that all out as well at the same time while I'm here. So this here is my little pile of shame. So basically I kind of binge bought jeans, and of course being a short person, not a single pair of jeans actually fit me, so I had to alter them to make them shorter so that they would fit me, and unfortunately I shortened them a little bit too short and so they don't work anymore. So unfortunately they have to go into the rubbish bag as well, because if they're too short for me they're not going to fit on anybody else, believe me. But I've got a few bits there that are going to the normal charity shop. There's a couple of dresses there and things like that that are going to be going to the normal charity shop. I've also got my memory box out. I was having a little walk down memory lane the other day to try and cheer myself up a little bit, and it did, but you know, there's happy memories and there's sad memories. I think everyone has both, don't they? So it kind of cheered me up, but it kind of depressed me a little bit as well to see just, you know, how little the kids were and how they've grown so much already. See, this is another thing that I purchased. Those 2 rolls of Christmas wrapping paper. I'm trying to get ready for Christmas, right? Because I don't have a huge amount of money, so I'm trying to get a little bit knocked off each week. So I found these rolls of wrapping paper on Amazon. They looked absolutely gorgeous. £10 a roll. £10 a roll. And they're tiny. Like, they're 5 metres long, but they're only about a foot wide. So, not really good for anything, are they? Maybe stocking filler presents, so I'm going to have to go back out and buy even more wrapping paper for the big presents that I've got coming for the kids. Wonderful. Now, that partly my fault, because I should have read the description for the size. And it did say 5 metres, so I thought, great, 5 metres is fine, but I expected it to be a standard width, you know, of wrapping paper. So I've got to be more careful with my money, more careful how I'm spending my money. I need to read descriptions a little bit better, just manage everything a little bit better. But I think that's all going to come with the new job. I feel like the new job is like a natural reset point. Like, okay, Kerry, we're going to get a handle on this and we're going to do it now. Got the new job starting, Christmas is coming, New Year is coming. It's time to get a handle on, you know, everything, really, everything, including the house, including the money, including the kids, and how I look after myself, and making new friends and stuff like that. Just, it all needs dealing with, really. And it's going to be an interesting year coming up in 2026. Can't believe we're already at 2026. Absolutely crazy. Okay guys, so the last little bit of the clean today is just going to be out here on the landing. That's all I've got time for. Unfortunately, the stairs is going to have to wait, by the front door is going to have to wait. But I'm going to leave you here for today. I'm going to work on a couple of other videos for you. I'm going to try and link my other channel down in the description box below if you would like to go and have a look. I think there's only a few videos from Christmas on there at the moment. Last year, of course, but there will be some more videos coming up on there very, very soon, so do keep an eye on that one. This channel is going to be just for my cleaning, decluttering, and kind of redecorating home bits and bobs, so the videos might not be as frequent, but they will be coming, and they will still be along the same lines. So I hope you've all enjoyed this video. It's so lovely to be back and see you all again, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.